Hmm? Better? Good afternoon, everyone. And as you know that today at 1:30 we are having biology class. And here in biology we have to discuss about, as you know that today is starting class of biology. And myself, I am Ramesh from Telangana. And today, and I am here to teach you about biology. Especially in biology, I am a teacher of this botany. And in this year, today's class we have to discuss firstly about introduction to the biology. What is the name called introduction to biology? Introduction to biology. In this introduction to the biology, in this class, first we have to know about what is biology. We have to know about what is biology. And here, first we will try to understand what is the biology. And here, biology means study of life. Biology means study of life. That is a study of life. Biology means study of life. And here, here study of life. Biology means study of life. And the word biology is taken from the Greek language. The word biology is taken from the word biology is taken from Greek language. It is taken from Greek language. It is taken from Greek language. The word here come to the first one. In this introduction to biology, first we have to know about what is biology. Yeah, biology means study of life. Shortly, it is called as a study of life. And here, the word biology is taken from Greek language. In this one, you have to know about the actual meaning of biology. The actual meaning of biology here. Biology is study of life, okay? Then what is the actual meaning of biology is it is a combination of two words. Biology is the combination of two words. What are they? Here. Bios, which means life. Bios, which means life. And second one, logos is called, what is called logos. Bios means life and logos means study. And totally it becomes study of life. Totally it becomes a study of life. And so in this biology we are looking after study of life. We are looking about the study of life. Biology means study of life, which is the combination of biology is the combination of two words of Greek language called bios and logos. Bios means life and logos means to study, and totally it becomes a study of life. Now coming on to the actual definition of biology. Coming on to the actual definition of biology. Here comes the definition. Here comes the definition. What is the definition of biology? We are coming on to the definition of biology. Here, biology is the branch of science. Biology is the branch of science branch of science. Biology is the branch of science which deals with the study of living things. Which deals with study of living things. Living things. We are coming on to the definition of biology. Definition. Biology is the branch of science which deals with the study of living things or study of living organisms. Study of living things or study of living organisms. And here is the definition of biology. Then, next one. This biology is a branch of science, and this biology is also having some branches. This biology or the biology is again categorized or again divided into two branches. Biology is again divided into two branches. Now let's see what are the two branches of this biology. Now let's see what are the two branches of this biology. Up to now, we know about the simple definition of biology. Biology means study of life. That is simple. Next, coming on to the biology is taken from the Greek language. And what are the two words of Greek language? Bios and logos. And what is the meaning of bios? Life. And what is the meaning of logos? Means study. And the total meaning of biology comes to study of life. Study of life is nothing but biology. And next, coming on to the original definition or the correct definition of biology is the biology is the branch of science which deals with the study of living things or study of living organisms. And next, the biology is again divided into two branches. Biology again divided into two branches. Now let's see what are the two branches of biology. And before going to the two branches of biology, or before going to the branches that comes under the biology, and we have to know about the people or a person who studies about the biology or the person who studies about living organisms. The person who studies about the living organism, that person is called as biologist. It's a simple one. You all know about this one, what is called the person who study about living organism, and that person is called as biologist. That person is called as biologist. The person who studies about all the living organisms, whether it may be a plant or whether it may be an animal, and that person is named as a biologist, or the person who conducts experiments about living organism, and that person is called as a biologist. That person is called a biologist. And here coming on to this biology, we all know about what is the definition of biology, and what are the words that I have taken from the Greek language. And now here coming on to the who is the father of biology. Now coming on to who is the father of biology. Here coming on to the father of biology, and Aristotle is the father of biology. Coming on to the father of biology. Father of biology. Who is the father of biology? And here coming on to the father of biology is Aristotle. Aristotle. Aristotle is the father of biology. Aristotle is the father of biology, and he conducted several experiments about living organisms. Hence, he became the father of biology. And next, coming on to the branches of biology, as you know, we have already discussed about biology is divided into two branches, and what are those branches? And we all know this biology is divided into two branches. What are they mean? So here, first one, botany and zoology, and the second one, zoology. Botany and zoology are the two branches of biology. Botany and zoology are the two branches of biology, and which comes under the which are the branches of biology. And here coming out, what is this botany? Then coming out the definition of botany, and here in this botany means here it is a branch of biology. Botany is the branch of biology. Botany is the branch of biology which deals with which deals with deals with which deals with the study of plants. Study of which deals with the study of plants. Botany is the branch of biology which deals with the study of plants. Next, coming to the definition of zoology, and this zoology is also branch of biology. It is also branch of biology, and it deals with the study of animals. Study of animals. It deals with the study of animals. Okay, here the biology is divided into two branches. The first one botany, and the second one zoology. And here botany means it is a branch of biology which deals with the study of plants, and the zoology is a branch of biology which deals with the study of animals. Botany deals with the study of plants, zoology deals with the study of animals. And here, the father of biology is Aristotle. And again, this biology is divided into two branches called botany and zoology. And here, the botany studies about the plants, and the zoology is about the animals. Here, these plants and the animals both are living organisms. Hence, the study of these plants and animals comes under the biology. Comes under this biology because plants and these animals are living organisms, are living things. Hence, it comes under this biology. And botany means study of plants, and zoology means study of the animals. Then coming under the as biology, and this botany is also having a father, and this zoology is also having a father. That means here who is conducted several experiments or main experiments to do which deals with the plants, and hence he is called as father of botany. And who is the father of botany here? Coming under the father of botany. Next, father of botany Theophrastus. Theophrastus. Theophrastus is the father of father of botany. Theophrastus is the father of botany. Then coming on to the zoology. Again, Aristotle. Aristotle is the father of zoology. Father of zoology. Okay, here Theophrastus is the father of botany. Aristotle is the father of zoology. And here father of biology, Aristotle. Father of zoology, Aristotle. Same. Father of biology and father of zoology, both are same. Who is the person who is called as father of zoology is Aristotle, and father of biology is also Aristotle. And here comes the difference. So what is called here? The father of botany is Theophrastus. The father of zoology, Aristotle, and the father of botany is Theophrastus. And this is about the two branches of biology. And once again, we'll repeat here: biology is divided into two categories or two branches. And what are those two branches of biology? Is botany and zoology. And what do you mean by botany? That means here botany is the branch of biology which deals with the study of plants. And what is zoology? Here zoology is also a branch of biology which deals with the study of animals. Which deals with the study of animals, that is called as zoology. And who is the father of botany? Here Theophrastus is the father of botany. And who is the father of zoology? Aristotle is the father of zoology. Aristotle is the father of zoology. Theophrastus is the father of botany. And next coming on to the biology means study of living organisms or study of life. Then we have to discuss about what is living or what is the life. Yeah. Now let us move on to one more part of biology means what is living. Yeah. We have to move on to the part of biology or main thing of biology that is called living things or what is living. Here, what is living? What is living? Here, if a organism or if a creature based on its characteristic feature, we can divide a creature. It is a living creature or non-living creature. Based on the behavior of that creature, we can consider that as a living creature or a non-living creature. And here, we have to know what is the meaning of living, or directly we can say what is life. Means life is the main characteristic feature of some of the creatures. That means here. And we can decide whether a organism is living or non-living organism by some of the characteristic features given by or exhibited by that creature. And what are the characteristics of these living organisms? Means here, they are characteristics of living organisms. Characteristics of living organisms. And here comes the characteristic. First one. Living organisms can grow or they show, the living organisms shows growth and development. A living organism, a animal, after birth, it increases its body mass or it increases its height or it increases its personality, and that is called means the living organisms shows one of the feature that is called as growth. The living organism shows growth, and the living organism also show development, or the living organisms also show reproduction. The living organisms shows reproduction. They show growth and development, means living organisms grow, and the living organisms also shows reproduction. Reproduction means they give birth to younger ones, means the living organisms produce same like them, means here the organisms which resembles the parent organisms, means here a single organism which can give birth to daughter organisms. Daughter organisms, for example, let us take example of one goat, and this after some years or after some time, and it will give birth to their small or daughter goats. Their growth and reproduction, and some of the organisms or some of the living organisms shows locomotion. Some of the living organisms show locomotion. What is this locomotion? Let us see. What is this locomotion? Locomotion means movement. Locomotion means movement. Locomotion means movement. And the organisms move from one place to another place. The living organisms can move from one place to another place. All the living organisms can't show this locomotion. For example, plants are also considered as living organisms, but plants cannot move. The plants are also considered as living organisms or living things, but the plants cannot show the locomotion. But majority of other organisms or majority of other living organisms show a characteristic feature that is called as locomotion. Locomotion means movement. Movement means moving from one place to another place, that is called locomotion. And one more characteristic feature of the living organisms is that is called they will give reflection towards actions. And if you touch one organism or one living thing, and it will give the reaction. Means if you touch anybody, and they will also give you the reverse reaction. This kind of another feature of living organism. Growth and reproduction, locomotion means movement, and these are the several features of living organisms. One can say metabolism is also a living characteristic of living organism. Respiration is also one of the characteristic of living organisms. Metabolism means the biochemical reactions occurs inside the body, that is called metabolism. And one more characteristic of living organism is respiration. The living organisms can show respiration. Here they show growth, reproduction, locomotion, and sensitivity, or sensitive towards reactions. And another one, they can also respiration. They can also show respiration, and they can also show the metabolic activities in their body. The living organisms can perform biochemical reactions or metabolic reactions, or the living organisms can perform different chemical reactions in their body to develop the energy inside them. And these are the characteristic of living organisms. Means here one can say by the characteristic features exhibited by that organism, and that is called as a living organism. And this is the meaning of living. Means living means by the characteristic features or by the characters shown by the living thing or organism. And we can divide or we can decide the living organism or non-living thing. Here the living organisms can show some of the characteristic features: growth, reproduction, locomotion, and sensitivity, and one more, respiration and metabolic activity. Respiration, and also the last one, metabolic activity. And these are the characteristic feature of living organisms. Next, there are various kinds of living organisms are there. The occurrence of different kind of living organisms or the presence of various kinds of living organisms, that is called as diversity in organisms. That is called diversity in organisms. What is the diversity? Now we are going to know about what is the diversity or diversity in organisms. Now we came to know about what is the meaning of living. Living organisms means the characteristic features that are shown by the living organisms. Based on the characteristic features, and that organism is considered as a living organism or a non-living organism. Now here coming on to and on this earth there are different kinds of animals are there. There are different kinds of plants are there, and these plants and animals both are considered as living organisms. And here in those these occurrence of these various kinds of living organisms or presence of different kinds of living organisms, that is called as diversity or biodiversity or diversity in living organisms. Now let us see what is this diversity or diversity or biodiversity. What does this mean? So biodiversity or diversity in living organisms. Biodiversity. What is this biodiversity? The biodiversity means this earth consisting of different kinds of or various kinds of living organisms. And we are coming on to the definition of biodiversity. The occurrence of various kinds of living organisms. The occurrence of various kinds of living organisms in a particular habitat, in a particular habitat. In a particular habitat. Where biodiversity simply, how can we remember this biodiversity? Biodiversity is nothing but various kinds of organisms, variety of organisms, just like in animals, dog, sheep, buffalo, and different kinds of living organisms. In plants, various kinds of plants are there. And this occurrence of these different kinds of plants, occurrence of these various kinds of animals, and totally it is called as biodiversity. Okay, biodiversity means presence of various kinds of animals, presence of various kinds of plants, and presence of various kinds of animals and presence of various kinds of plants is called as biodiversity. And how can we remember these various kinds of plants? How can we remember these various kinds of plants? And how can we remember these various kinds of animals? And to remember these different kinds of animals, there is one technique that is provided by the biologists. And what is the technique means? Nomenclature. What is the technique? Nomenclature means to remember all these kinds of animals or all these kinds of plants. There is one technique that is called as nomenclature. Now let us see what is nomenclature or biological nomenclature. Biodiversity means different animals, different plants or different organisms. That is biodiversity. And next biological nomenclature, that is called biological nomenclature. Nomenclature. Biological nomenclature. What is this biological nomenclature? Here coming under the biological nomenclature, the system of providing names with two components, that is called as biological nomenclature. Means various kinds of animals and various kinds of plants are there. All these can be remembered by one technique that is called as biological nomenclature. And what is a biological nomenclature means? What is the definition of biological nomenclature? Is the system of providing name with two components. The system of providing name with two components. And what are those two components? First one, generic name and specific or epithet. Specific epithet. That is called specific epithet. For example, Azadirachta indica. Azadirachta indica. Azadirachta indica. And this is the generic name and this is the specific epithet or species name. Here, Azadirachta indica is the biological name that is provided to the mango plant. Here, generic name is Azadirachta and the specific epithet or species name is indica. And total here comes the biological name of or biological nomenclature of mango plant, that is Azadirachta indica. And here this biological nomenclature is of two types. The biological nomenclature means it is a system of providing name with two components. What are those two components? And a generic name and a specific epithet. And here generic name and a specific specific epithet are the two components of this biological nomenclature. And so the system of providing name with two components, that is called as biological nomenclature. By using this biological nomenclature, all the living organisms are given names. All the living organisms are provided names by this biological nomenclature. And this biological nomenclature is of two types. This biological nomenclature is of two types. What are the types of biological nomenclature? First one, two types. What are the two types means? First one, ICBM. What is this ICBM? ICBM means international code for botanical nomenclature. Next, second one, ICZN. ICZN. Next one, ICZN. What is the meaning of this ICZN, or what is the expansion of this ICZN? Is international, here international international code of zoological nomenclature. International code of zoological nomenclature. Okay, here biological nomenclature is two types. That is, first one ICBN and ICZN. ICBN means International Code of Botanical Nomenclature, and which is developed for the nomenclature of plants, which is developed for the nomenclature of plants. And the second one, International Code of Zoological Nomenclature, or ICZN, and which is developed for the nomenclature of animals. To give names to plants, ICBN. To give names to plants, ICBN, and to provide names to the animals, that is called ICZN. It's very, very important to know the expansion of this ICBN and ICZN. And these are the two types of biological nomenclatures. And for animals, ICZN. For plants, ICBN. ICBN means International Code for Botanical Nomenclature. ICZN means International Code of Zoological Nomenclature. And this ICBN for plants, and this ICZN for animals. That is very, very important expansions of ICBN and ICZN, and it may be asked under the questions. And that's it for today's class. And tomorrow we'll briefly discuss about some of the features of the animals, or these plants are living organisms. Yeah, each and every living organism is made up of different kinds of cells. Each and every living organism is made up of different kinds of cells. Now let us see what are the characteristic features of cells, and how the living organisms are made up of different kinds of cells. In tomorrow's class, we have to discuss about the different kinds of cells, and the characters, or the anatomy of the cell, or let us see the features of the cell. Thank you.